Please be seated. Honorable members, in doing the obituaries this morning, I neglected two persons, and one of them I was able to cover, but I neglected to include the father of the Honorable Parliamentary Secretary, Catherine Ebanks Wilkes, the member for West Bay Central. Her father, Mr. Austin Ebanks, passed away recently. He was a good father, a good Caymanian seaman who, especially in the catboat, sailboat arena, was proficient, a man of good disposition, and we want to express our condolences to the honorable member, and we ask that the usual letter of condolences be sent to his beloved and faithful wife. I want you all also to stand in a minute silence of respect to all those who was mentioned today. Thank you, and please be seated. All members should have the addendum, as we spoke about before, taking the break for lunch, and we would now go into committee to consider the bills. Please be seated. We are now in committee, and as usual, we will assume that as we should authorize the Attorney General to correct minor errors in these bills, if any.
Procurement Amendment Bill 2021. Clause 1, short title. Clause 2, amendment of Section 2 of the Procurement Act 2016, interpretation. Clause 3, amendment of Schedule 4, the responsibilities of the Public Procurement Committee. Clause 4, amendment of Schedule 5, meetings of the Public Procurement Committee. Clause 5, amendment to Schedule 6, roles and functions.
Question is that clauses 1 to 5 stand part of the bill. If there are no discussion, there are no questions. So all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against? The ayes have it. Clauses 1 to 5 stands part of the bill.
A bill for a law to amend the Procurement Act 2016 in order to address duplication, inconsistencies, and gaps between the Procurement Act 2016 and other legislation, and for incidental and connected purposes.
Question is that the title do stand part of the bill. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against? The ayes have it. The title stands part of the bill. The question is that the bill
Court of Appeal Amendment Bill 2021, Clause... Court of Appeal Amendment Bill 2021, Clause 1, short title and commencement. Clause 2, repeal of Section 3 of the Court of Appeal Act 2011 revision and substitution, judges of the court. Clause 3, repeal of Section 36 of the Court of Appeal Act 2011 revision and substitution. English rules to apply where no other provision made.
Question is that clauses 1 to 3 stands part of the bill. Is there any questions or otherwise on the bill, on these clauses? If not, then question is that clauses 1 to 3 do stand part of the bill. All those in favor, please say aye. Those against? The ayes have it. Clauses 1 to 3 do stand part of the bill.
A bill for an act to amend the Court of Appeal Act 2011 revision to allow cases to progress to judgment in circumstances where the cases have been heard but judgment has been reserved, and one of the justices of peace of the panel of 3 becomes unable to render a determination, to provide that where the rules of the court are lacking, there shall be reference to the law and practice of England only, and for incidental and connected purposes. Title.
Wait a minute. Title of the bill? Question of the title. The question is that the title of the bill the title do stand part of the bill. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against? The ayes have it. The title do stands part of the bill.
Summary Jurisdiction Amendment Bill 2021. Clause 1, short title. Clause 2, amendment of Section 2 of the Summary Jurisdiction Act 2019 revision, definitions. Clause 3, amendment of Section 5, seal of the courts. Clause 4, insertion of Section 6A, designation of chief magistrate.
The question is that clauses 1 to 4 do stand part of the bill. Is there any questions or otherwise? If not, question is that clauses 1 to 4 do stand part of the bill. All in favor? Aye. Those against? The ayes have it. Clauses 1 to 4 do stand part of the bill.
bill for an act to amend the Summary Jurisdiction Act 2019 revision to empower the Chief Justice to prescribe the seal of the courts, to provide for the designation of the Chief Magistrate by the Governor, to prescribe the responsibilities of the Chief Magistrate, and for incidental and connected purposes.
Question is that the title do stand part of the bill. All those in favor, please say aye. Those against, the ayes have it. The title stands part of the bill.
Public Recorder Amendment Bill 2022. Clause 1, short title. Clause 2, amendment of Section 4 of the Public Recorder Act 2010 revision, documents for recording.
Question is that clauses 1 to 2 do stand part of the bill. They are open. If there are no questions, no. Question then is that clauses 1 and 2 do stand part of the bill. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against, the ayes have it. Clauses 1 and 2 stands part of the bill.
A bill for an act to amend the Public Recorder Act 2010 revision to provide for a 50% reduction in fees payable by older persons for the recording of a deed poll by the public recorder and for incidental and connected purposes.
Question is that the title do stand part of the bill. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against, the ayes have it. The title do stand part of the bill.
Insurance Amendment Bill 2022. Clause 1, short title. Clause 2, amendment of Section 2 of the Insurance Act 2010, interpretation. Clause 3, amendment of Section 17 of the Insurance Act 2010 for the provisions relating to long-term business accounts.
Question is that clauses 1, 2, and 3 do stand part of the bill. The bill is open, the clauses are open. If there are any questions or otherwise, if not, the question is that clauses 1, 2, and 3 do stand part of the bill. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against, the ayes have it. The clauses 1, 2, and 3 do stand now part of the bill.
A bill for an act to amend the Insurance Act 2010 to provide for capital redemption contracts and for incidental and connected purposes.
Question is that the title do stand part of the bill. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against, the ayes have it. The title is now part of the bill.
Parliament Management Amendment Bill 2022. Clause 1. Sorry, just give me 1 second.
Clause is 1.
Clause 1, short title and commencement. Clause 2, amendment of Section 2 of the Parliament Management Act 2020, interpretation. Clause 3, amendment of Section 4, general functions of the Commission. Clause 4, insertion of Section 12A, constituency assistance. Clause 5, amendment of Section 13, structure of the Commission. Clause 6, amendment of Section 23, regulations by Cabinet. Clause 7, repeal and substitution of Schedule 2, MLA constituency allowances for the offices of the Leader of the Opposition and for elected members of Kimmebrack and Little Cayman.
Question is that clauses 1 through to 7 do stand part of the bill. Are there any questions or otherwise? If not, the question is that clauses 1 through to 7 do stand part of the bill. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against? The ayes have it. Clauses 1 through to 7 stands part of the bill.
A bill for an act to amend the Parliament Management Act 2020 in order to provide for the appointment of constituency assistants and for incidental and connected purposes.
The question is that the title do now stand part of the bill. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against? The ayes have it. The title stands now part of the bill.
Question is that it be reported to the House.
Question now is? Question is that these bills now be reported to the House. All those in favor? Aye. Those against? The ayes have it. The bills will be reported to the House.
So I just name them, and then you call them.
Please be seated. The House now resumes its business.
Report on bills. Procurement Amendment Bill 2021.
The Honourable the Deputy Premier, Procurement Amendment Bill.
Mr. Speaker, thank you, Premier. Mr. Speaker, I wish to report that a bill entitled the Procurement Amendment Bill 2021 has been made at the committee stage for consideration and it has passed without any amendments. And I beg this House to be given a third read and pass.
The bill has been duly reported and is now set down for the third reading.
Court of Appeal Amendment Bill 2021.
The Honorable Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to report the bill entitled the Court of Appeal Amendment Bill 2021 has been considered by a committee of the whole House and passed without amendments.
The bill has been duly reported and is set down for the third reading.
Summary Jurisdiction Amendment Bill 2021.
The Honorable Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to report the bill entitled the Summer Jurisdiction Amendment Bill 2021 has been considered by a committee of the whole Parliament and passed without amendments.
The bill has been duly reported. It's now set down for the third reading.
Public Recorder Amendment Bill 2022.
The Honorable Minister of Financial Services and Commerce.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move the motion that the bill entitled the Public Recorder Amendment Bill 2022 has been considered by a committee of the whole House, and I beg that it be set down for a third reading.
The bill has been duly reported. It's now set down for the third reading.
Insurance Amendment Bill 2022.
The Honorable Minister of Financial Services and Commerce.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to report that a bill entitled the Insurance Amendment Bill 2022 has been considered by a committee of the whole House, and I beg that it be moved to its third reading.
The bill has been duly reported. It's now set down for the third reading.
Parliament Management Amendment Bill 2022.
The Honorable the Premier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to report that a bill shortly entitled the Parliament Management Amendment Bill 2022 was considered by a committee of the whole House and passed without amendment.
The bill has been duly reported and is set down for the third reading. I think we need the suspension of standing orders for the third reading. The Honorable the Premier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in accordance with Standing Order 86, I move the suspension of Standing Order 47 to enable bills to be given their third readings all on the same day.
Question is that standing orders be suspended to allow for the third readings in this day. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against, the ayes have it. Standing orders has been suspended.
Third readings, the Procurement Amendment Bill 2021.
The Honorable Deputy Premier, Minister of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move that the Procurement Amendment Bill 2021 be given a third reading and pass.
The question is that a bill shortly entitled the Procurement Amendment Bill 2021 be given a third reading and passed. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those against? The ayes have it. The Procurement Amendment Bill 2021 has been read a third time and is now passed.
Court of Appeal Amendment Bill 2021.
The Honorable the Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that the bill entitled the Court of Appeal Amendment Bill 2021 be given a third reading and passed.
The question is that a bill shortly entitled the Court of Appeal Amendment Bill 2021 be given a third reading and passed. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against? The ayes have it. The Court of Appeal Amendment Bill 2021 has been read a third time and is passed.
Summary Jurisdiction Amendment Bill 2021.
The Honorable Attorney General.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that a bill entitled Summary Jurisdiction Amendment Bill 2021 be given a third reading and pass.
The question is that a bill shortly entitled the Summary Jurisdiction Amendment Bill 2021 be given a third reading and passed. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against, the ayes have it. The Summary Jurisdiction Amendment Bill 2021 has been read a third time and is now passed.
Public Recorder Amendment Bill 2022.
The Honorable the Minister of Financial Services and Commerce.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move that a bill entitled the Public Recorder Amendment Bill 2022 be given its third reading and passed.
The question is that a bill shortly entitled the Public Recorder Amendment Bill 2022 be given a third reading and passed. All those in favor, please say aye. Those against, the ayes have it. The Public Recorder Amendment Bill has been read a third time and is now passed.
Insurance Amendment Bill 2022.
The Honorable the Minister of Financial Services and Commerce.
Thank you again, Mr. Speaker. I beg to move that a bill entitled the Insurance Amendment Bill 2022 be given its third reading and passed.
The question is that a bill shortly entitled the Insurance Amendment Bill 2022 be given a third reading and passed. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against, the ayes have it. The Insurance Amendment Bill 2022 has been read a third time and is now passed.
Parliament Management Amendment Bill 2022.
The Honorable the Premier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that a bill shortly entitled the Parliament Management Amendment Bill 2022 be given a third reading and passed.
The question is that the Parliament Management Amendment Bill 2022 be given a third reading and passed. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. Those against, the ayes have it. The Parliament Management Amendment Bill 2022 has been read a third time and is passed. Honorable members, I think we have come to the end of our agenda. Business paper. We had been given notice of wanting to stay till 8 o'clock. This is a good feeling, but I must say that we still have two private members' motions. I know that would be expected tomorrow, but would members tolerate taking the two private members' motions at this time? Yeah, you wasn't here, but we done good business. We had good business. We had good business. We progressed well. If members feel that they can't move forward, then we will certainly take the adjournment. I don't see any parliamentary questions on the order, people. So the member from Red Bay well knows that they're not on the order paper, they can't be answered. If members feel like stopping at this very early in the day, when there's so much daylight, there's so much time, then someone can move the adjournment of the House. Sorry? No. And we're quite ready because it's just 3 o'clock and we have another 5 hours that we agreed. So why not take? I'm sure that the honorable member for Red Bay can easily dispense of his motion, particularly when he might find a willing heir. You don't know. Maybe this is a good time. But anyway, there are none. Really, there's none to us. None ready. And the member knows when they're not ready, and they're not ready for answer in the House, he shall have a written answer.
Yeah, we got Mr. Bissett for today.
I don't have any on my desk. However, if government bench has answers to some questions, then perhaps we should not waste the 5 hours and give the opposition their say. But I ask, if we're going into questions, then we add the motions to the order paper as well. So, do we take a break and do another addendum, or we can continue? Yeah. The Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, I do have some indication from my members that they're not ready to debate the private members' motions until tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Mr. Leader of the Opposition. The Honourable Premier, the adjournment.
Mr. Speaker, I don't think you can be criticized at all for your efforts to try to engage us in some further work. Unfortunately, we have gotten through the matters today with unusual speed, and absolutely we have to recognize with the cooperation of the members of the opposition as well. Tomorrow we will be no doubt dealing with questions and the 2 opposition member motions. So I think it is fair to allow them time to prepare, to be able to debate those motions properly, sir. So with that, I will move the adjournment of this Honourable House until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
So that they understand I wasn't doing anything more. I certainly wasn't trying to curtail their nocturnal activities. So we will take the adjournment. The question is that this Honourable House stands adjourned until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. All those in favour? Aye. Those against? The ayes have it. The House stands adjourned until tomorrow morning, Thursday, 10 a.m.